Top of the morning to ya, and welcome back to Vlogmas. I just woke up. It's 7 o'clock in the morning and I need to make Tina's food. Oops, sorry. She ran out yesterday, and although I did get groceries delivered last night, I just totally ran out of energy. I'm gonna turn the oven to 400. I'm gonna put the chicken thighs in there to bake, and then I'm gonna get everything else kind of ready to go as that's baking, because it takes a little while. In the meantime, I need to get some coffee started. So I just pop those in there for about 35-40 minutes. Now I'm gonna make some rice for her. And since we're at altitude, I added extra water, and I'm gonna let this rice go for extra long. She also gets vegetables. So I just use frozen vegetables and I put them on a cookie sheet. We do sweet potatoes, butternut squash, broccoli, spinach, peas and carrots, and green beans. I'm also gonna cut up some of these potatoes and carrots that have been in the fridge for a while and roast those as well. Poor baby. She doesn't know why I haven't fed her yet. It's because Mama was lazy last night. There's 5 minutes left on the oven timer, and I have a couple of things from the pantry that I also put in her food. I do a few packets of wild-caught light tuna in water, and then I do some chia seeds. I know, she's very healthy. These are even organic. Flaxseed, and then I do some pumpkin. All right, all that's left now to do is assemble and mix. I usually save one portion of rice and chicken for myself. Some of you may be wondering, why go to all that trouble to make your dog's food? Why don't you just give her kibble? About 1.5 years ago, things got a lot worse, and she was waking me up to have to go outside in the middle of the night, just a very unhappy tummy. I didn't really want to be walking around my neighborhood in a big city in the middle of the night. Ended up just giving her chicken and rice because I knew that would be soothing on her tummy. I tried to switch back to kibble, and we tried several different kinds, and it just never went well. She would always get sick with it. So I finally just decided today is the day that I start making her food, and I'll do it until she's gone. And then about 6 months ago, oh, sweet Goyle, do her annual vet visit. And while we were there, they found out that she was very dehydrated. So they gave her this Purina hydration packet that made her just lap up a ton of water. And by the time we walked out of that vet's office, something was not right with her. She couldn't get up, she wouldn't take food. It was not a pretty sight, and it was really scary. And she was breathing heavy, and I thought, this is it, this is the end. So I took her to the emergency vet, which ended up being a $3,000 visit. She got a sonogram, saw a tumor near her adrenal glands, kidneys, liver, kind of in that area, and her liver counts were really, really high. So all signs point to that tumor being cancer. And at that point, the vet who had seen her and given her the hydration treatment said, bring her on in, it's time to euthanize her. Well, she just continued to improve. I was thinking about making an appointment for euthanasia, and it was just really, really upsetting because she was acting normal and I just didn't feel like it was the right time. Though the doctor kept telling me it was, and it was just a very confusing, frustrating, difficult time for me. So friends were coming by, saying their last goodbyes to her, and then my dad came into town, and I was really waiting on him to come with me to the vet's office because I just felt like I needed emotional support. But when he got here and saw her, he was like, "She looks fine to me." She was definitely on the upswing. That's a choice you can't get back. And I thought, if she's improving and she's doing okay right now, you know, we could always do that later if she's suffering, but she doesn't seem like she's suffering. I don't know if the stress of the vet is what made her go downhill like that, or if it was the hydration treatment, but she's 12 or 13, somewhere around in there, and I just don't want to rock the boat. That's the story of why I make her food. I'm trying to keep her in the best health she can be in until the time comes. So it is still difficult thinking about her having a tumor and her having cancer most likely, and that, you know, a really even more difficult time is kind of looming. But I'm just trying to enjoy as much of her life as we can and go outside as much as we can and give her tasty food that's easy on her tummy. Human grade treats only. Still taking her camping into the mountains, and yeah, just trying to give her experiences because that's the life she's always known. She's been coast to coast and border to border. This is such a well-traveled dog, and she's survived so much already. She was shot when she was a puppy, 2 different occasions. She went from a stray in Mississippi to an apartment dog in Austin to a mountain dog in Denver. So she has had quite the experiential life for a little black lab. Hello. What if I did a Denver major parks comparison video or segment of a video, and I came up with 10 categories that I could rate them on a scale of 1 to 4. I really don't have a favorite park. I love all of Denver's parks. I just think it would be fun, especially since I've been going to different parks in almost every video. Cheeseman, Wash Park, Sloan's Lake, and City Park. Just to compare those 4. But I could also try going to some different parks just to kind of show you around Denver and what kind of amenities they have, and kind of what the general vibe is of each of them. I also think it's time to do my advent calendar for today. What is that? Is that a reindeer? Or an elf? Or a dog with a Santa hat that has antlers on it? Honestly, not sure. Doesn't matter now. That did not satisfy my chocolate fix. So here's what I've made. Some dates, peanut butter, and oat milk chocolate chips. Kind of like a Snickers. Obviously caught a little wild hair there and decided to try on every cocktail attire combination that's in my closet. You could let me know in the comments which one you think is the best. This is for the BTSG Christmas party on Friday. I am going to the theater tonight, but I think I'm gonna go a little more casual just to be comfy. It was fun. I just turned on some reggae and danced around and tried on a bunch of different outfits, and Tina was looking at me like, what the heck? Where are we going? When you're getting dressed, usually we're gonna go somewhere. Okay, the sun has just gone down, so I'm using the light of the Christmas tree. The moon is out and it's just a tiny little thumbnail. It's just so nice to live right here where I can feel more in touch with the city and the outdoors and the rising of the moon and sun. They say that money can't buy happiness, but I think just a little bit of extra comfort can give you more happiness. It's 5 o'clock and the show starts at 7, so I'm planning on making a little bit of dinner. I feel like you can see Venus tonight, maybe? It's some really bright star, if not, but it's right next to the moon. Look at that sunset. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So me and my sunset and my dirty kitchen are gonna make loaded baked potato soup with bacon tonight. So beautiful. Dinner is served. I think it turned out looking pretty good. I'm sure it's gonna taste consistent with what it always does. This is not my first time doing this recipe. It's just delicious. And this episode is not brought to you by Diet Dr. Pepper, although one might think that it is. My Colorado Gives Day is every day I park in this godforsaken parking lot. It's more stressful than just going to look for parking, I swear. Except for that one time when I parked in the tow-away zone, and I was so proud of myself how I got into this tiny little spot, parallel parking. That was just silly. The main issue with this system is not that it is so expensive, is that it takes like 30 full seconds for one person to go through the ticket machine. Now I have a person standing here who's gonna do it for me. Like, I'm not incapable. Hello.
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
All right. Press button. Hey. Here's that back for you.
Thank you very much.
You have a blessed evening.
You too.
Put this on your dash. You need that to get out.
Sounds good, thank you. 25 seconds. Well, darn. I could have worn my uncomfy shoes since I was gonna park in here. I always wanted to come here more often, and now I finally do. I don't think I even came here once for the first 6 years that I lived here. It's only in the last 2 years that I've even come at all. And now I'm coming multiple times per month. Roll up my window, take off my seatbelt, turn off my car, turn off my camera. As well. So I'm glad to know I'm not the only one. That was really good. I wasn't expecting it to be funny. It's funny and dramatic and scary and it just had everything. It's good to remember, be careful about the things you do or don't do that you might regret. People can change. Forgiveness is always an option. You should really appreciate what you have because it's not about how much you have or do that Georgetown train. I think it was talking about the Georgetown one. Speaking of trains, the light rail is just sitting here in the middle of the road. Great job! Awesome show! Great job! Hallelujah! Okay, is this boring core? We're not going down Colfax tonight, I tell you what. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, that's a hospital. I wanted something sweet, and I didn't get anything because I didn't need it. Didn't need anything sweet, but I wanted it, but I can't eat it because it makes me fat. A Christmas Carol was so good. I wasn't sure how they were gonna do the ghosts because they float and they fly, and they did the right amount of smoke machine. Oh my gosh. And with the trapdoors, that really made it. And the acting was just so good. It was just easy to believe it. 4th or 5th yawn? Who's counting? Stop, Cass. No, don't go. Don't leave me like this. I should be on stage. Really though, I should. Is that why I cry through every play? Is because I want to be back on stage? Yes, yes it is. I just feel it. Feel it deeply and I believe it. I'm so trusting. I've lost all of my Carmexes. Claws were just, yeah, you're telling me. That was my debrief on A Christmas Carol. I kept my program. I'm gonna cut some of it out and put it in my journal. I did a pretty good job of staying consistent with that this year. It's kind of a goal of mine to tape tickets or at least a cutout from the program in my journal. Another thing I'm gonna do is a year in review, and some of it's gonna be shows I went to, some of it's gonna be my Spotify Wrapped, some of it's gonna be dating Wrapped, some of it's gonna be kind of a summary of each month. I think I'm gonna end it here too, so I hope you had a great day. I had a pretty good one myself, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.